Some outdoor adventures seem exhilarating, until the very last moment. A YouTuber ignores a warning he should have heeded, and the camera keeps rolling as danger closes in around him. Somewhere on a frozen mountain, another lens captures a sight that turns sheer excitement into chilling dread in an instant. And on a snowy slope far from any help, yet another creator learns that nature couldn't care less about subscriber counts. These aren't stories with happy endings. They're real, unscripted moments, caught on camera, from people who love the outdoors more than almost anything else. Today, we look at 6 outdoor YouTubers who never made it YouTubers. On March 5, 2014, the channel A Fresh Society uploaded a video capturing the final moments of an outdoor YouTuber named Jacob, a man who left this world while doing the very thing he loved most. That morning started like any other adventure for him. Jacob and his crew packed their gear and headed out to a river they had scouted before. When they arrived, they noticed a powerful whirlpool churning in the middle of the water, twisting and pulling with a force that should have given anyone pause. But instead of caution, Jacob felt a rush of excitement. He believed he had the skill to take it on, and without a second thought, he stepped straight into the current. Apparently, Jacob wasn't alone in that moment. His friend stood close by, watching the entire scene unfold, and according to the footage, that friend had actually been egging him on, pushing him to prove he could handle the whirlpool without any trouble. That encouragement only made Jacob more determined to show off his confidence in front of the camera.
All in focus. If it goes out of focus, just press that button halfway down. Best thing to do is strap it round like that, but I've got to jump in straight away because it's going to go any minute. So you just press that halfway down to focus.
Wild horses, man. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's all good.
Good.
Yeah, it's a very powerful one tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, earlier on it was scary. It's really scary.
It still is. It's
fine now because it's so deep you can kind of control it. When I first got in, I was a bit scared, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's safe as now. Like, it's a lot like surfing, actually.
I reckon you got enough there.
Riding the current of it with your body.
Are you?
Yeah, it's really similar to surfing. Just flowing with it. That was pretty scary.
You got enough?
I should really make the most of it. I don't know what else to do.
But what came next was something no one could take back. The inevitable happened in a matter of seconds, and the look of pure panic that spread across Jacob's face the moment he realized this would be his very last breath is the kind of footage that leaves you completely shaken. It's hard to watch, yet impossible to look away from.
I think it's going to go in a minute. I can feel it dropping down. Did you pass me the pole of the camera? So I think it's gone now. I'm just going to put it down. One last bit underwater footage on the day.
Imagine a version of that day where Jacob's friend had been a voice of caution instead of encouragement, where he had made sure Jacob never entered that water at all. If that one person on the riverbank had urged him to walk away from the whirlpool instead of cheering him toward it, Jacob might still be making videos today. Sometimes the difference between a long career and a tragic final upload comes down to the people standing beside you in the moment. On May 1st, 2022, the channel ITCOG released footage from a daring expedition to the slopes of Mount Everest. At first, the climb seemed like business as usual, just another day battling thin air and bitter winds. But without any warning, they stumbled upon a scene so unsettling that it immediately served as a stark reminder of just how fragile life can be at that altitude. That frozen figure lying in the snow was once a hiker who likely lost their footing during the same ascent, someone who never got the chance to make it back down. The weight of that discovery is written all over the YouTuber's reaction, as his camera captures it all. His voice falters, his hands shake, and he's visibly overwhelmed by the horror of what he's just come across. If that hiker had taken just one extra rope, waited for clearer conditions, or rested another day at camp before pushing for the summit, any single additional precaution, a slightly altered route, or a bit more patience, could have been the difference between becoming a permanent part of the mountain's history and walking away with nothing more than an incredible story to tell. This vlogger was out streaming live from a rocky cliffside area, chatting with his audience just like any other day. Then, a sudden commotion broke out behind him, yanking his attention away from the camera and towards something he never expected to see. A man stood near the edge, clearly in distress, appearing ready to jump. Without a second thought, the vlogger dropped everything and sprinted toward him, hoping he could still make a difference. The haunting question that hangs over this entire clip is whether he reached the man in time, and whether his desperate attempt to intervene changed anything at all.
Tenemos muchas medidas de seguridad. Las principales, como ustedes pueden ver o lo van a ver a continuación, son las dos líneas de vida, los arnés de seguridad, casco de protección, lentes de seguridad y guantes de seguridad para brindarles una mejor y mayor comodidad y seguridad a estas personas. Verga, acaba de correr un accidente, Dios mío, Padre amado, Dios mío.
Think about how this moment might have played out if someone had been able to catch him before he hit the ground, or if someone who knew him had reached out just days earlier. A simple conversation might have given him a reason to step back from the edge. Moments of crisis like this often come down to timing and human connection, and sometimes one caring stranger showing up at the right second is all that stands between tragedy and a second chance. Unfortunately, in this case, nothing like that happened to prevent the man's heart. On that ill-fated day, an outdoor YouTuber set out for a ski run in the middle of winter somewhere in Japan, eager to capture fresh footage of the snow-covered slopes. For a while, everything about the trip seemed fun, routine, and full of the kind of energy that makes outdoor content so thrilling to watch. But as he glided smoothly over a small, steep mound of snow, he had no way of knowing what lay just beyond it. Hidden beneath that innocent-looking slope was a waterfall completely buried under snow, and he was about to plunge straight into it. The entire terrifying ordeal was captured from start to finish on his helmet camera, leaving viewers with footage that feels almost too harrowing to process. This entire incident might have been avoidable if he had simply taken a moment to check the terrain map before choosing his route down the mountain. A brief pause to study the slope, or a guide who knew about the hidden waterfall beneath the snow, could have directed him toward a safer path and spared him from a fall that no one could have seen coming. If you've ever ridden a motorcycle, you've probably heard of the Dragon. Officially known as US Highway 129, this 11-mile stretch near the Tennessee-North Carolina border winds through the Great Smoky Mountains, with more than 318 sharp curves. It's considered one of the most thrilling and most dangerous roads in America, drawing thousands of motorcyclists from across the country every year. But the Dragon has a darker side. Its tight turns, steep drop-offs, and unforgiving terrain have claimed more lives than most people realize. And on October 15, 2016, it nearly claimed one more. Kevin Diepenbrock was a 41-year-old motorcycle enthusiast from Greenville, Texas. That fall, he and his friend and co-worker, 29-year-old Philip Polito, had been spending weekends riding together. This trip to the Dragon was meant to be their final ride of the season. Kevin had ridden it about half a dozen times before. He knew the road. He respected it. Around 10 a.m. that Saturday, Kevin and Phil were riding southbound near mile marker 3.5 when Phil hit his brakes without warning. Kevin didn't have time to react. He slammed into the back of Phil's bike, and the impact sent both men roughly 105 feet down a steep, rocky embankment, completely out of sight from the road above. Phil Polito did not survive. Kevin, somehow, was still alive, but barely. He quickly realized the extent of his injuries. 2 punctured lungs, 12 ribs broken in 17 places, 2 spinal fractures, and road rash covering his body. He was also completely invisible from the road. Cars and motorcycles passed constantly, hundreds throughout the day, close enough to hear, but no matter how loud he screamed, no one heard him. There was no cell service either. He tried calling 911, but nothing went through. As hours passed, Kevin began to accept that he might not make it, so he pulled out his phone and started recording goodbye videos. The first was filmed in daylight, with blood visible on his face and words coming in short, labored bursts. He mentioned it was around 10:30 that morning, and he'd been lying there ever since.
Hey everybody. That's all I can really say. About 10:30 this morning. Been laying here ever since.
He then told his family he loved them, apologized for being careless, and named them one by one: his mom, his dad, his brothers, his friends.
Just want to say I love you guys.
He did his best to list his injuries as he understood them: a broken sternum, broken ribs, and possibly his back.
Sorry I was being stupid, but you know that's what I do. Mom, Dad, love you. Courtney, love you. Kurt and Marnie, Karen, Matt, love you guys. Take care. I think I got a broke sternum.
He asked whoever found the video to take care of his dogs, calling out
ribs, maybe back.
Then he said something that sounded a lot like a final farewell, telling them he'd see them soon. As night fell, he kept recording. He explained it was now 7 o'clock and that he was trying to use his phone's flashlight to signal passing vehicles.
Love you guys. Take care of the puppies for me too. Give Kimber and Ruger lots of love for me. And Rocco, Notch, and Kimber.
His voice grew weaker. He confirmed his lungs were punctured, mentioned how desperately he wanted a drink of water, and noted that the road was only about 50 feet above him. Close enough to hear, but too far to reach.
See you soon. Hey. 7 o'clock. Trying to use my flashlight to wave somebody down. think I moved. I think I tried getting up. I think I passed out. Definitely punctured some lungs.
He said goodbye to his wife Courtney by name, then again to his mom and dad.
Love you guys. Man, I could use a drink of water. They're just like 50 feet away. All right.
The final recording came late that night. His phone battery was at 10%.
Love you. Love you, Courtney. Love you, Mom, Dad. Hey, yeah. Take care.
He asked whoever found it to call Tennessee and report that a husband had been missing since morning. Then, with a whisper, he said goodnight, told his family he loved them, and wished them sweet dreams.
I'm at 10% body, 10% battery. It's 11 o'clock. Man, I wish you would call Tennessee and tell him you got a husband out there that hasn't checked in since 10:30 in the morning. I love you. I don't know what to say.
After that, the phone went dark. Kevin spent the entire night at the bottom of that hill. By the next afternoon, nearly 30 hours had passed. Then, something he would later call divine intervention happened. A woman riding the dragon asked her date to pull over for a drink. A random stop, no real reason for it. But when she stepped off the bike, she heard a voice, faint but unmistakably real. The couple returned with Joshua Johnson, a rider from Alabama who was familiar with the area. Johnson spotted Kevin down the embankment and didn't hesitate. He slid down the steep hillside in full race gear to reach him. The Blount County Fire Department responded with ropes and a crew of at least 6. When they reached Kevin, the first thing he asked about was Phil. He still didn't know his friend hadn't made it. Kevin was airlifted to the University of Tennessee Medical Center in critical condition, but he was alive. After nearly 30 hours, broken and alone at the bottom of a mountain, Kevin Diepenbrock was alive. Johnson later visited Kevin in the hospital. Kevin told him he had been a glimmer of hope in the middle of the woods. After 2 weeks, Kevin was released and expected to make a full recovery. He and Courtney watched the goodbye videos together for the first time in his hospital room. The footage was eventually shared publicly and went viral, not because it was dramatic or cinematic, but because it was real. A man lying broken in the woods, saying goodbye to everyone he loved, not knowing if anyone would ever hear it. The Ouray Ice Park is nestled within the Uncompahgre Gorge, just south of Ouray, Colorado. Every winter, water is sprayed onto the canyon's rock faces, forming massive, climbable ice pillars that draw thousands of climbers from around the world. It's considered one of the safer venues for the sport, but ice still shifts, melts, and fractures without warning. And when you're suspended against a frozen wall with nothing but axes and crampons, even a slight change in conditions can turn a routine climb into a fatal one. Kennedy's Gully is one of the park's better-known routes. On the day in question, a group of experienced climbers had reached the top when they spotted another climber below, making his way up alone. He moved steadily, with a calm, practiced rhythm that suggested he knew what he was doing, but the climbers above noticed something he couldn't see. The ice beneath him was deteriorating fast. Temperatures had been rising throughout the day, and the sheet he was climbing had begun to separate from the rock face. From above, the group could see it losing its grip in a way that was invisible from below. One of the climbers, a woman, called down to him. She told him they had a rope and were setting up a rappel. Then she asked the question that carried the weight of his entire life. She asked if he could hang on.
He's losing his.
Yeah, we got a rope if you want it.
You want a rope?
We're setting up for a rappel. Can you hang on?
That'd be great.
We'd love to do that.
He responded calmly, saying that would be great, but the tone from above told a different story. Urgency filled every word. They knew what was coming. What followed was one of the most tense, real-time rescues ever captured on camera. The group worked frantically to rig a rope system. They asked if he was stable. He said yes.
You stable there? There? Yeah.
Do you have something to clip a loop into?
What's that?
Do you have something to clip a loop into?
I got you set right here.
That's not, is that a walker?
Yep.
Hang on a second, dude. This one isn't fixed.
Well, I'm clipped in.
Put him on belay. Do you have him on belay?
Yep, put him on belay. Hang on a second.
Do you have him on belay?
Hang on. You're not on belay yet, but we're getting there.
Communication came fast and frantic, voices overlapping, cutting across one another. Someone called out to put him on belay. Another confirmed. Then another voice told him to hang on. They weren't ready yet. Everyone knew the ice could give way at any second, and if he wasn't secured when it did, there would be nothing anyone could do. They managed to get a line down to him. He clipped in. Then the ice gave way.
Hey, you're golden.
Wait.
Thank you very much. Wait.
Wait. Let's put this up here. Put it under here just so we direct.
He's climbing. He's falling.
Got him. Got you. I so got you.
The entire sheet of ice peeled away from the rock and crumbled beneath him. He dropped. Shouts erupted from above, and then, almost instantly, the rope caught. The belay held. The climber was left dangling on the line, alive, but still far from safety. The group quickly shifted into extraction mode. Someone suggested setting up a 3-to-1 pulley system.
Got you, babe. Oh, God. There, tell me who was what.
Yeah, good.
Okay. You're not going anywhere. Still got you. So we're setting up. Hold on, I got you. Keep walking up.
I'll fix it, don't worry.
Yeah,
Why don't we do a 3-to-1 pulley? I've got a pulley in the back of my harness.
Can you get over that ice to your right, maybe?
What's that?
That ice to your right, maybe?
They guided him from above, instructing him to work his way toward the ice on his right and keep moving as they hauled. One rescuer kept reassuring him. She still had him, and he wasn't going anywhere. Slowly, they pulled him upward through the wrecked gully until his hands finally gripped the top edge. When he hauled himself over onto solid ground, all he could manage was a breathless thank you. The group told him to rest and take a deep breath.
and then when you come up here, there's running water. So don't be surprised. That was not a moment too soon.
Damn, thank you.
Well, we knew what it was like when we came up this morning. Come on, come up here and rest. Come and rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna come underneath it.
I so got you. It's okay. There's water right there. Take a deep breath when you get here.
One of them mentioned they had already seen how bad conditions were that morning. meaning they were aware the gully was deteriorating before the man had even started his climb. There were no cameras set up for content, no live audience watching, just a group of strangers on a mountainside who saw a man in danger and refused to let him die frozen in the Swedish wilderness. This is the story of a YouTuber who headed out for a camping trip in a remote area, expecting nothing more than a peaceful escape surrounded by nature and crisp mountain air. But the weather turned against him almost overnight, and what was meant to be a short, relaxing getaway quickly became a fight for survival. A severe snowstorm descended with little warning, burying the campsite under layer after layer of snow. Trapped in that one spot for 9 long days, he faced dwindling supplies, freezing temperatures, and no reliable way to call for help. Each day brought a new battle just to stay warm and stay alive. The footage from his ordeal offers a chilling reminder of just how fast a tranquil wilderness excursion can spiral into a desperate struggle for survival.
Nu blåser det nog kopiöst. Hej Kim, du får kolla att allt är okej här inne va? Ska ta igen mig lite, sen får jag... Jesus! Solen!
Just imagine how different this story might have been if he had checked the weather forecast more thoroughly before heading out, or packed an emergency beacon in case things went sideways. A bit more food, a backup shelter, or even choosing a less isolated location could have transformed 9 harrowing days of survival into a swift rescue within hours, rather than over a week. He was fortunate that his tent was made of sturdy leather. Otherwise, he would have been exposed to the elements far sooner than he managed. For a moment, this skier believed everything was fine, soaking in the view from the summit and feeling confident about the conditions around him. But things were about to change the instant he tried to retreat. He realized far too late that he should have paid much closer attention to the terrain beneath his skis. What began as a simple descent quickly spiraled into a situation he had no way of controlling. It's clear that this skier was so confident in his abilities that he never considered the possibility of miscalculation. But if he had taken just a few extra seconds to study the slope before pushing off from the top, things might have turned out very differently. A careful assessment of snow conditions, a slower start with more cautious turns, or even a guide pointing out hidden danger zones could have turned this descent into nothing more than a routine run with tired legs, rather than a moment that changed everything in under a minute. YouTuber Anthony Vela set out to a quiet, isolated area to test his paramotor glider, a device that allows a person to soar through the sky with nothing more than a motor strapped to their back and a parachute overhead. Unbeknownst to him at the time, this particular test was far from going as smoothly as he had envisioned. The open field he had chosen was about to become the scene of something truly catastrophic.
Yes, sir. 23 meter right there.
Looks good. Clear prop.
Excellent power. This could be really exciting. Okay. I think I'm good to go.
But just when he least expected anything to go wrong, something happened in an instant that wiped the confident smile right off his face. The glider responded in a way he hadn't anticipated, and within seconds the entire situation shifted from routine to life-threatening.
48 miles per hour! Come on, baby! Oh! Oh, man! 48 miles per hour! Come on, baby! Oh!
In the aftermath, Anthony ended up shattering his arm from the fall, a painful injury that would have left most people paralyzed in shock. Yet somehow, he managed to stay clear-headed enough to reach for his phone and call for emergency help, describing his location and condition while enduring pain so severe it seemed unbearable.
Call 911. Emergency. Oh my gosh. Help!
911 emergency.
Help me, please! I crashed my flying machine.
Okay, what was it that you crashed?
A paramotor. Please.
Yeah, do you read those cruises? Let me get you transferred real quick. Give me 1 second, okay?
Okay, please.
Do not hang up.
Please.
Imagine if Anthony had chosen a wider, more open field with softer ground for his test flight, or taken just one extra moment to double-check his equipment before takeoff. Paramotor gliders rely heavily on smooth conditions and thorough preparation, and a small adjustment to his launch site or gear could have turned this painful accident into a routine flight he would hardly remember a few weeks later.